Well, hello. It is Sunday night, time for coffee talk. And as you may have seen from my video, I'm at a convention and also the lighting is crazy. I tried to move a curtain to help it. We'll talk about it a little bit more, anyways. I see that Lisa couldn't make it. Taking the kids to their grandparents, always a good time. And of course, it's not my usual setup, so my laptop is right here for you guys to see. Crazy times. Hi, Sharon. Good evening. Good evening, Lynette. And Barely Begun. And Carrie's here. Tutu Cute Cat. Nice. Let's see. Lots of hellos back and forth. So I'm here and finishing things up at WhosYerCon. And as you can see, hotel mess. My shirt is writing up. You don't need to see that. Hey, yo, Hungry Heath. Um, Good to see you. So, uh, hotel swag mess or convention swag mess in the hotel. And I just thought I would share with you guys a lot of the stuff that I came away with. Obviously, I'm not cooking. Not that I didn't cook in the hotel because I brought my griddle, but today I just really didn't need to. And we'll just go over all of the fun stuff this weekend. It's kind of going to be short and sweet because I really started packing. I got to pack some stuff up and get it into the truck. Hey, Rickman, nice to see you. And thanks for the well wishes on my convention. And the first thing I got at the convention was part of the bag that came with my registration. And that is it was a Contigo mug. So it has the logo on the front, and then on the back is etched the actual logo. I know you can't see it real well because of the lighting. Okay, and Hungry He says the warden's feeding pups and will be here shortly. Sounds like a plan so that the dogs get fed. So, and I just got my gamer subs in here. I don't have my usual glass, or sometimes when I like to be fancy, a big goblet for stuff. So, and Carrie is fast adding up the days of no coffee or caffeine. I see Brenda Foley has joined us, so lovely. Good to see you. Thanks everybody for joining me. I know for a lot of people it's a holiday, so I hope that you had a lovely time. And tonight I do have, though, whoops, my kettle went off. Oh no. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Okay, it's plenty warm. I just forgot to push the button to hold it at temperature. Okay. So, but I did bring, I've got here my little travel tea set. Okay, I forgot the little container over there. But in my tea set, it comes with this little Gongfu tea brewer. So it has the little lid and the receptacle that fits in there that has the filter. And of course here, and it just sets in and has a little swing action to it for pouring. So we're going to have tea this evening. And by the way, it comes with these cute little miniature tea cups. I got to get up here and show you. I don't know if it'll show up there so you can, the lighting's not friendly for you to see the fanciness and the joy of these fun little cups. But you can kind of see it. So, you know, travel in style. This is a tea tray, and you know how like when we do our teas and you have to do that wash for the first brew. This tray is made so that you do that first wash and you pour it right into the tray. What we're having tonight does not need a wash, so we won't have to utilize that. But I did like to put it out because I think it looks nice and it adds to the experience. So lots of happy Easters to people. Sharon says it's an adorable tea set, and Carrie says it's a cool travel set. You can see it all the way in Texas. So, and what I brought with me is dried peach flowers. The peach flowers are a really nice thing to have here. Oh, and Rickwin says they have some of their cups. It's a ritual from drinking from them. Yes, that is a good part of it. And I'm going to throw some of these peach blossoms in. It's a little amount of tea, so we don't need too many. I just have to give them a lovely sniff because it's got that lovely roasted. Oh, yes. And Barely Begun is telling us an important thing to you, not to forget. Happy Trans Day of Visibility. So we see you and love you. So, yeah. But, all right. So, but I brought the peach tea for, and Carrie, yes, you can have peach blossoms tea, or peach flowers tea blossoms. Yes. And Mama Verlet says to tell her about the foods I was able to make in your hotel room. She finds that fascinating. And that is part of what I'll talk about. I mean, we're just making stuff up here as we go. So I want to make sure. So we'll get to it. Lots of chatter. Ask me all the questions and stuff too. And I see that Keto Simple has trained you guys with the QQQ at the front. I appreciate that. So I've heated my water to 190 degrees. I did bring my kettle. I can't live without it, you guys. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in so those blossoms can start steeping. So give me a minute. I got to pay attention when I'm pouring into this one. So because it's small and it's easy to spill. I put my little lid on. It just gives me such delight. So, but yeah. And I think I said it, but just in case, this is a lemonade flavored gamer subs. So that's the nootropic. I didn't bring my keto brains because I was having gamer subs. The keto brains, I knew that I had bought the hotel room with the option of breakfast included. So I knew that I didn't want to have a big old hotel breakfast and then follow it up with keto brains because it's just it's very sating. So the cool thing about peach blossom tea is that it is anti-inflammatory, also an immune booster, and it has vitamins in that help support bone health and dental health. Depending on your body, go easy. Like, don't drink a whole bunch of peach blossom tea at first because if you drink a lot of it, it could have a laxative effect on you. So be mindful of that. They do tell you enjoy your cup of peach blossom tea, but don't be drinking peach blossom all day long because too much of a good thing and all of that stuff. But I like that it does give you the good vitamins and stuff like that. Why is this telling me? Oh, hey, Dennis. Nice to see you. Peach blossom tea. It's, like I said, the immune booster has all of the things that we talk about with the flowering tea. So it's got the vitamin A, the vitamin C, et cetera, et cetera. And Carrie mentions that he was looking it up and he didn't know it was a Korean tea. So yes, Korean. So it will need quite a bit to steep. So when Mama Bear says cooking in the hotel room, literally you are unlimited depending on your creativity. But I had brought my electric skillet, which meant I could cook whatever I really needed to. However, I also knew I was at a convention. I also knew there were going to be a couple meals out. So I didn't get too fancy. And what I actually brought was some sliced turkey breast, ready cook bacon. I know, I'm fully aware that it's not the best bacon, but let me tell you that in a hotel room, it is great. I brought my mustard, both Dijon and regular French's, because I enjoy them. And I brought provolone cheese and Munster cheese and egg life wraps. So, and of course, my butter. Can't come to the hotel and without butter. Unforgivable. So it was very easy. I could just straight up eat turkey and cheese. I could have turkey and bacon. I like to saute up the egg life wraps because I think with a little bit of butter, it really improves their texture. And then I could make like almost like almost like a quesadilla, but not really because it's turkey and bacon and cheese and some of the mustard, and fold that and make it nice and crispy. So it just made for a nice quick meal. I also brought Quest chips so I could have those on the side. So yeah, very easy. So like sometimes when we come to conventions, I make egg white buns or egg white bread and do that same thing. You can make grilled cheeses, all kinds of stuff with it. Uh, so that's what I brought. And we'll talk about the rest of the adventures. Barely Begun says today you watched a video of someone at a con putting Krispy Kremes in a waffle maker and then adding toppings. It was a big room party. Okay, so I got to tell you, this is not a flattering story, but it is a funny story. So, I mean, I'll tell you, it's just, sometimes we don't have the best of judgment. And that was this time. But I go to a convention, and this was definitely way pre-keto. But I still also used to do some like camping and stuff. And before I went to the convention, I had been camping, and so camping gear was still in my vehicle. That's important to the story. Let's see. Oh, and Carrie says he'll try and find the peach blossom tea to try it out. All right, I actually got to pour myself a little cup. It's clear. And of course, I'll need to let it sit for a minute so I can drink it. And if you're wondering what this is, it's not a bug. I dropped one of the flowers just in case. There's always somebody who notices the most minute details. So I figured I'd better say something. Yeah, it'll go in the trash afterwards during the cleanup. So where was I? Oh yeah, my story. So and Barely Begun says that's how the best stories start, not the best judgment. Yeah. So there were several large parties, and I know a ton of people at conventions, a lot. And I'm a social butterfly sort, and we had been dancing and drinking and partying. And from another group, they saw me and they said, "Hey," and they scooped me up and tossed me over their shoulder. And we went down to a different party where they had a big giant, one of those big giant coolers, and all they called it was green. And we had more of that. So, I was quite intoxicated, very. And I keep forgetting to look at the camera because the comments are over here. So apologies. But we had all of that heavy drinking, which of course gives you what I call the drunchies. When you get intoxicated, you get very hungry. I don't think people talk about that part as much, but it does feed into that food addiction and stuff because it exacerbates it and you get really hungry. But the hotel was really in the middle of kind of nowhere, and there was no freaking food. And I was at the hotel front desk, leaning there, obviously heavily intoxicated, and talking to the desk clerk. I was like, "Are you sure? Like, there ain't no like pizza joint or something that delivers?" And he's like, No, there's nothing here after 10 p.m. And I was like, "Well, okay." And then he said, "Boy, you nerds sure know how to party. I had no idea." So I thought that was pretty funny. Let's take a little taste. Oh, I just love it. It doesn't taste peachy, in case you're wondering, but it does have that toasty sort of flavor like you get with some green teas. Very similar to like how you get the toasted bits from like the marigold tea. And then it's just it's that warm and soothing, and just a little bit of natural sweetness comes off of it. Hey, good evening. Gigi's here. Nice to see you. Barely Begun says he can't support staying up after 10 p.m. So back in the day, I certainly stayed up to all hours. And you're right, now 10 p.m., good luck getting me up that late. But So it's 10 p.m. There's no food, but I do recall that in my even as intoxicated as I am, that in my fridge I had bread, or not in my fridge, but I had bread in my room, and in my fridge I had cheese and I had ham and some other stuff and butter. Because even pre-keto, I still liked my butter. Let's see. And Carrie says, oh, this thing keeps hiding comments on me. Carrie says he was looking online at Amazon and the container of peach blossom, and he might be able to get it at his little health food store that he has here. Possibly. I get mine in the Asian market. So let's see. And Mama Bear says she's with Coda. She cannot support staying up after 8 p.m. Hey, the warden. Good to see you. Glad to hear all the doggies are fed. Yeah, so let's see. So I was putting all this together, obviously a little slower than the average bear at the time, but I'm like, oh, I do have my camping gear. So I go out in the snow, yes, because it's winter, and get my my hot plate. You guys have seen that, my little camp stove, the one burner, and I get my pan and let's see. We've got hey, Endless After Hours, nice to see you. But so I get my camp stove, I get my plate. I run into more friends. They're like, "Hey, we got watermelon moonshine. Come on down." And I was like, "Hey, I'm all for the watermelon moonshine, but not come on down. Come to my room. We're gonna have grilled cheese sandwiches." And so yes, it's like 2 in the morning, and we are drinking watermelon moonshine, and I'm there making grilled cheese sandwiches for everybody. And it's getting more rambunctious, not less. So at some point, I will tell you that I was so intoxicated that I could not stand the texture of my pants, so I took them off. And so, yes, I'm at a party with lots of drunk people making grilled cheese and having a good time in my underwear. So, not the best judgment, but certainly it was a party. It's not a party until someone takes off their pants, I suppose. Nothing dirty about it. I will say that. That's a good thing. There was no sexiness about it whatsoever, and like nobody cared. So, good things. So now we're just much more mellow. And Mama Bear Lynette said that had her laughing out loud. Hey, Just Jason Keto, nice to see you. So my peach blossom tea, gamer steps. I told you about the food that I brought, and I tell you, back in my early 20s, I was a party animal. And Hungry He says, Porky pigging it like a champ. Oh yeah, yes. So I can't say that those were good. Like I said, there were no good decisions made, which, are there ever? So let's take a look here at the swag. I will go through things and I'll tell you whether they were things I purchased or things that came with my registration or et cetera, et cetera. So I already showed you my cup, which was, by the way, blown away that this came with my registration because it's actually name brand, the Contigo cup. So I'm excited for that. It was like the best. Let's see. And Carrie says he had some parties back when he was in the Navy. Oh yeah, for sure. All of the militaries have their parties. And the warden says she gets tired of clothes too. Yep. All right, so this was a purchase. This is a board game, and it's shiny because it's in a shrink, and I got terrible lighting in my hotel room. But it's called Cube Hog. And it is a card game, and it was just utterly hilarious and fun. And I'm like, I have a board game library, so I need this one. And I bought it. You guys have been saving up for this convention for quite some time. And so, I mean, this was normally I'm like the big cheapskate at the convention. And this one is, it's very small. And I'm going to say it's the second nicest con because the first nicest con that I go to is Buckeye Game Fest. And that one is just so close to my heart that I would never give it a second place. But WhosYerCon is full of delightful, amazing people. So I definitely had to get this. This was a small indie gamer, brand new to market, and I was just thrilled. Plus, I mean, the little piggies are totes adorable. So there was that. I have two bags. They're small, but they've got the Hoosier Gamers logo. So I just kind of tidy stuff up so that it can go into the truck after the live stream. This was a game, Unsung Heroes. It came in a charity swag bag. So they have a thing here with some auctions and previous stuff that was raising money for charity. The charity this year was an organization called the Damien Project. They are a fantastic organization that does some great stuff for the LGBTQ community. And so I was just very big on making sure I did my part. So I did. I got this swag bag and in the charity auction. So Unsung Heroes, it says Tone Deaf Bards. And, actually in one of the LARPs, I am a bard. And I often bard at conventions because it's just a good fun. I usually play my ukulele, but now that I've been learning the ocarina, that's probably going to come into it eventually. So I don't know much about this game, but looking at the back of the box, it does look like a card game. It has king rat cards, 4 rat cards, 8 treasure cards, hero cards, ability cards, and a bunch of dice. So I think it probably sounds like I would like it a lot. I tend to like 2 genres of games a lot. Super strategy, very complex, thinky games, and then ridiculous, silly, fun games. I'm like on both of the extremes, and I think that's great. So I can't wait to try it out and see what I think about it. So, yeah. And I have noticed, thank goodness that you're here, the Warden. I've noticed that Air Frying Auntie is not here, and neither is Attila. So, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes too. Part of a swag bag, not purchased, but I'm super excited about this stack. This stack of plastic coins are true dungeon coins. Now, if you are not a gamer into live action roleplay or TTRPG, which is tabletop role-playing game, you probably aren't familiar with this. But True Dungeon are adventures. Oh, yeah, the Warden says Shauna is with family. That's right, and she's traveling. That is correct. I just lost track because I am exhausted. I'm so exhausted that my watch that talks to my Garmin has been giving me a warning that if I don't rest, that I'm going to be longer term exhausted because it's not good to go too many days exhausted. My body battery is in the negatives. Oops. I didn't even and I didn't party hardy or anything like that, but it was a lot of walking around. Like, for instance, today I have, let me see, 18,401 steps. And I still haven't gone back and forth to my truck to, I got to pack up tonight so that I can leave in the morning. But I sure am enjoying the heck out of that tea. So the thing about True Dungeon is that it's kind of pricey. And this little stack can cost some bucks. But the good news is, as this year, True Dungeon is going to be at Origins Game Fair. I volunteer and work for the LARP Amp Guard at Origins Game Fair, but I am there from like 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning until about, technically until 6 p.m. this year because I took a leadership role. So I'll be there, but after 6, I'm on my own. And while I know that means I'll go to bed soon, there is enough time that I can do a True Dungeon run. So now I won't have to pony up my dollars. Nice. Let's see. Carrie says when he was working in retail, he could do 10,000 steps easily. Yep. And Carrie also says he found some Asian markets in his area, so he'll have to see what he can get that's carnivore. See, and Tap Move says, and some of us have been here but are just lurking. Well, I'm glad that you're saying hello today. Welcome to Nerd Fest today. So, part of swag. This is Star Wars Destiny. This is just a booster pack. So, fortunately, I do have a nice little Star Wars Destiny collection that could always use a booster. This is by Fantasy Flight Games, which is owned by Asmodee. I was so excited. I was like, maybe we'll open it and I'll show you the dice, but I can't. I don't know that. Oh, there's a little tear thing. You know that I've probably opened hundreds of these packages and I still, every time, don't quite get it. Oh! So, Destiny is a collectible dice game. Like, you've heard of like well, maybe not everybody, but I know most people have heard of like Magic, a collectible card game. So, oh, it's Sky. Hey, okay. I don't know. You know, YouTube has been flaky. So, these booster packs come. I don't know if you guys care about this or not, but this is what we're doing. This is the hijinks we're into tonight. Oh, so thrilled. So it comes with cards, and you see, so there we go. I won't go through like we're teaching you, but it comes through with 5 cards. The cards, you know, are specials that you can use to build your deck. But this is the important thing, is it comes with dice. And this one's a nice one because it's got the double attacks. Oh, I'm thrilled. And it has a special ability. I know you can't see that from here. So just know that I'm like super nerdy happy right now. This is a good pack. I'm looking at it. Got me a nice docking bay, an extra cargo hold. I have a lot of cargo holds, so that's not as exciting, but having cargo holds is good. Oh, ho, ho, ho. A Friends in Low Places card. This one is I like this one because it's when you spot a yellow character to look at, you get to look at your opponent's hand and discard an event from their hand. I love me some good attack cards. I'm just saying. All right. That was probably too deep in the nerd well. But it's good to see you, Sky. Have you been traveling, or are you guys back at home base? Let's see. And Sky says, no different than any other time you log on. But yeah, YouTube's been a bit flaky today. So this was also swag and super fun. This is a Dungeon Crawl Classics role-playing guide. So what this is just some. It's just the piece. It's a book of adventures, classic adventures. So you can go back in time, play your D&D 2.0 or 3.5. So so this will be fun, very nostalgic. So that was again part of the swag freebie stuff. So let's see. Oh yeah, lots of travel. Only here for a bit. Off to Las Vegas on Wednesday for a week. I love going to Vegas, and I don't mean going on the strip. I like doing other stuff. There are some great jazz clubs there that are just a blast. So, and of course, I like going out on the zip lines and stuff too. I really, and it's not that I never go on the strip, but I don't do any of the gambling. If we go on the strip, usually it's just to like go see a show or two. All right. This was a freebie to, it was just like, take it, it's free. It's another little game called Bugs Up. So I don't know anything about it because I have not taken the time to take a look through it. But it's got some cards in there, and it feels like some dice too. So, you know, hey, not bad. Like another little game. I don't think I'm pretty sure you guys must know by now that I'm never tired of having board games to play with. So, all right. This was part of my registration swag bag. This is what's called a playmat, for those of you who don't know. When you are playing games that use cards that you lay out on the table, these are super nice because it protects your cards from the table and also gives them a non-slip surface. So super nice. You should know that playmats are premium. Like people love their playmats. They sell special tubes for you to store your playmats in, special designs, special releases. Like, and this one is pretty dang fancy. It's got non-slip grip on the back, you know, and it's thin but really solid, sturdy. Oh, I'm excited. And Sky says Bugs Up is silly fun. Perfect. I love that. Anyway, so this was again so like I'm walking out of here with some pretty good stuff. Uh, I can't roll it up, and I don't have a tube with me, which kind of like I'm like, oh man, no tube for my bag, but that's all right. I have extras at home. The brand that I prefer for playmats are called Monster Tubes. They are the highest quality, and I just feel like they are the best. So I'm going to try and set this to the side now. Hopefully I don't trip on it when I get back up. So let's see. What do I got here? Okay, this was something that I purchased, and I just couldn't help it. You guys, it's an embroidered linen towel. Look at it. Look at this dragon. Oh my gosh, he thrills me to pieces. Look at how cute with his mustache and his little fat, satisfied belly. So, you know, sometimes you can't just depend on freebies. I had to have it. I saw it and I knew it. So I'm just like, I'm thrilled. Super, super cute. So that was my favorite purchase of the con. Set that here. Let's see. They always give you, I am a member of Who's Your Gamers. So whenever I do a registration, I always get a ribbon to go on my badge. I didn't stick it on there because I brought my badge holder and I didn't bring tape to reinforce it and I didn't want to lose it. Carrie says that I'm just dragging on with the towel. You know it. Oh, Bad Apples here says, Happy Easter, Radical Geek friends, doing some DIY and other home organizing and cleaning. Perfect. So, oh man, there's so much stuff here, you guys. I was insane. I guess we'll probably have a whole live stream just because I have so much stuff. More tea. And the nice thing about this is that because it has good bone support and anti-inflammatory properties, the fact that I have been running crazy gives me some extra support just to make sure that I don't have too much inflammation. Carrie's trying to come up with a dragon joke. No worries. So this is maybe hard to tell, but I got a special blanket. This was won in a charity auction. So it's a soft flannel and it has a little carrying handle so you can roll it up. But here's the cool part. Even in this part, there is a little zipper pouch for a couple things here. And this is a components tray. So when you have your games, you can put your components in here so they don't skitter about the table. I just stored it in my little pouch that goes with my little foldable portable blanket. It's super soft too, so I'm very thrilled. I should tell you that this is a picnic blanket. So soft, super delightful flannel, but The back side of the panel is like a anti moisture. Sorry, Renee. Anti damp lining. So you can lay it out on the grass, and the top side stays soft and comfy. I'm finally getting through a lot of stuff, so that's good. This is a coupon. This coupon is for LoreLink. It's a campaign management tool for role-playing games. I'm familiar with LoreLink, and I can tell you it's good and worth it. Bad Apple says they were trying to hold out for some antique storage items, but either she doesn't like them or too much money. So she broke down and bought some Sterilite drawer bins for inside her closet because no one will see them. So you need to get rid of the last boxes. Oh yeah, getting rid of boxes is, for whatever reason, sometimes a challenge. I don't get what that's about. But yeah, you know what? Those little Sterilite drawers are really handy though. So you can always use them, and then now you have time. So when you come across the vintage items you want, you're all set. And then it's no heartburn to swap them out or yard sale them or something. Oh yeah, and Rickman says the blanket would work well for camping as well as a picnic. Absolutely. Carrie says 2 dragons in a bar. The first dragon says, "It's hot in here," and the second one says, "Shut your mouth." Okay, that's pretty funny. That's a good one. All right, let me stretch here because I've got several more items. Goodness, so many items. Okay. What kind of any sort of convention if you don't get a squeezy stress toy? And this one is custom printed with the WhosYerCon 2024. So delightful. I lost a bag. Here it is. It fell on the floor. So we'll get that in here. A Who's Your Gamer sticker. You guys, this game is hilarious. It's Taco Cat spelled backwards, which, by the way, is Taco Cat. And it's an adorable little game. I'll tell you, I got this one freebie with my registration swag. But if you run across it, it's super cheap and it's worth picking up. It's very, very cutesy, as you can tell. Oops, stuff fell out of my pouch. A cute little WhosYerCon pouch. And in the pouch is a notepad, a couple pencils, and a couple pens, which every gamer always needs. Let's see. I missed something. Let's see. Bad Apple says she spray painted some decor and a little shelf for the bathroom. Her hands are now black speckled, but it'll scrub off with an SOS pad. Let's see. I missed. Oh, Tutu Cat says Barely Begun will be fine with a fathead dough, and it's so good. And he says he appreciates how we all have that much faith in him. I will tell you. So, fathead dough, the trick to it is to exude your patience. And if it feels too cold before you've mixed it all together, just give it 15 seconds in the microwave, bring it back out and work with it. When I make fathead dough, I use the spatula during the initial cheese melting, the mozzarella and the cream cheese. But once I get to mixing in the egg and the coconut flour, I glove up and I get in there with my hands and I quickly mix it and mix it and mix it. And I will say sometimes it's uncomfortable hot, but it's not burning me. And after a couple of quick smushes, it becomes a much more tolerable temperature. And then I can really work it and get the coconut flour and the eggs mixed in. It's the easiest way to get it done right. And I promise you, you can do fathead dough. So, but if you find yourself worrying or if things go awry, do not worry. Just reach out. Most of us know how to make fathead dough, and we will talk you through it. It's the most easily recoverable stuff. So, WhosYerCon got custom eclipse glasses. So, super excited for the eclipse, and I hope you all are too. I don't know who on the live stream is going to be in totality for the eclipse coming up on April 8th. And Renee points out the game, and it's tacos. What could be better than that? So I agree. But yeah, so eclipse glasses. I'll tell you about the eclipse plans that we have. But I super liked that they were giving them out, just like they had big stacks. They went out, everybody was welcome to eclipse glasses. I don't want them to bend in the bag. I'm going to set it up here. Dice, because every gamer needs custom D6, WhosYerCon dice. Can't go wrong with dice ever. Shinies. So I will bring this here. Now, this was the t-shirt that came with my registration. I love it, even though I will tell you their beholder is technically incorrect. He has too many tentacles, but I don't care that much about it because he's totally adorable. And I will tell you that this beholder had a contest to name it this year. And people had some very creative names. And naming the beholder, the funds went to the partner charity, the Damien Foundation that I was telling you about. So people were very happy to vote. And they had the two top favorites were Gary Igax, and I will explain that because some of you won't get that, or most of you won't, or Eileen, Eyeleen, and hopefully most of you are old enough to get that reference, and you can hear the song in your head now. Hey, Julie, on your break at work, and you came to this live stream? Well, I hope that the nerd level is not too much for you. And I hope that you are having an amazing Sunday, even though you are at work. Hopefully, it's not super busy. And Barely Begun says it's a non-trademark beholder. Calling me a snitch. Anyways, so I love it, and it is super soft. So that is one thing that WhosYerCon has always had really nice T-shirts. So this was this year's T-shirt. Thrilled to pieces to have gotten it. Oh, you work at Sprouts. Man, I hear such great things about Sprouts. I wish they would come to Ohio. So here we go. We fold my T-shirt so they'll be ready to go into the suitcase. Then, because it was the charity auction, they had the leftover T-shirts from previous conventions. And a lot of my previous WhosYerCon T-shirts are 3X. So I need small, medium. And so replacements abound. I now have 2023 because I didn't get to come last year due to there was just, I can't remember, but there was some problem with last year that I could not make it. And I almost never miss, but I missed last year. So now I have the T-shirt. This one, however, while correct size, side to side, is really long. So I might have to think about this one and how I want to wear it. Might be a pajama. So, but check it out. It's very artsy. Look at that. It's like you can see it, but you can see it on the camera. It really shows that it's got some 3D. So hilarious and good fun. Oh, that's because last year the theme was 3D because it says 2023D. Ah, okay. So you have to look at it with 3D glasses. this was a replacement to the last WhosYerCon I went for the pandemic, and this was the 2020. So it is, check it out. That was a nice design too. And also I love cats. So cats and rockets and space. Can't go wrong with that. So there we go. Another fine t-shirt. Look at that, you guys. Man, I told you I got a lot of cool stuff this year. And finally, this is a replacement from 2019 because mine, again, like I said, was a 3X, and we were talking about it, and they dug deep and replaced my shirt. So that's how much when I say that they are the nicest and caring people, they're like, oh, I got something for you. So, yes. How lovely, right? So, let's see. And then I just wanted to show you guys this, even though you can't really see it because I've used too many pins and it covers all of the stuff up now. But, you know, for those of you who went to Keto Palooza last year, Autumn gave us badge holders. And I was saying on some of the live streams that I had one of my own. This is mine, but it's due for replacing soon. And you can see that it has my name embroidered on it, but it's covered by my awesome pins. This one is a Catan pin, and then this is Shadowrun, and a couple more Shadowruns. Tabletop Gamers. This is an organization that is all about visibility and safety in gaming for LGBTQ. And my trans support pin. So, and of course my personal stuff here. So we're just thrilled. I love it. And so your badge goes here in this pocket. On the back side, it has a place for cards and a place for pins. Then you can open it up and there's another pocket up in here. So you can put like your money or your room key and stuff. So really nice. But this one is getting pretty raggedy and I've repaired it a few times and it's starting to get to a point where I'm not sure I can continue repairing it. And so I may have to replace it. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that. But I have some ideas, some very interesting creative ideas that I may need to enlist some other crafty people in, Sharon. So let's see. Oh, and Tutu Cat says, lots of nice shirts you got there. They should have given you some pants to go with them. So that was a different con. I don't think that would happen here. This con is not that party animal con. And Carrie says that the shadow is going to get tired. You have to catch it for Shadowrun. So let's see. Oh, no worries, Barely Begun. It's fine. It's all good. So I'm excited by it's just been a very uplifting weekend. So, oh, and Sharon says, just let her know what I need. But let me tell you, I've got crazy plans. So what I actually need is crazy planning shenanigans. My shirt keeps rolling up and it's making me crazy. So that is finally everything I acquired at the convention or was gifted, both directions. So, phew. So the other things that we did was we had the, oh, hey, Tilla says, sorry, Ollie went biking longer than he thought. I see. Well, I'll let it go this time. So the tournament was lovely. Everyone was such a beautiful sport. And it was not a problemless tournament. And even when we ran into our little bumps and issues, all of the players were super gracious and we ran with it and we punted and made it extra nice. I had the Catan vending machine giving its little popcorn baubles, with a special coin, and people were loving it. And there were lots of kids who now have Catan special pieces, so they are thrilled. Hey, Sky says now it's switched to its actual name. What are you gonna do? So yeah. And Sky says thanks for sharing all the swaggy goodness. I love swag. I don't know why, but hey, Attila, I'm going to show you this because look what came in my badge bag. It's a Contigo cup. So it has the WhosYerCon logo on one side and then etched in the Hoosier Gamers logo. So I got me a fancy glass. So yeah. So that was my WhosYerCon. So the Catan tournament was overall awesome, and I was just really pleased with the generally good and friendly gaming. Uh, and that's one of the things that Hoosier Gamers talks about, being very friendly, and they are. And I will tell you that board game tournaments are serious business. So sometimes the gamers can be a bit intense, and they require heavy referee, judge, moderator, and that was not the case in this one. Everybody was very gracious. Everybody was positive and friendly and really good. So there were no big problems, and I just got to say, really appreciate that. So the last thing that I'm going to tell you about before we say our good evenings. The warden says that's why I let Attila slide for being so late. Maybe a little, but anyways, the other thing too, the hotel has been top notch. The staff has been super amazing. And when you go to a hotel and the hotel breakfast, even if it's included, is often not that great, but you eat it because, well, it's included in the price of your room. That was not the case. And I posted about it in the Hungry Heath group, but it was really good. I got to tell you, it wasn't just not bad, it was actually good. So the food was good. I ate in the hotel restaurant one afternoon, and I had 2 appetizers. Now it was overpriced, but I understand that in a nice restaurant, in a hotel, that the prices are elevated. But usually the food is disappointing and you paid too much for things that were disappointing. In my case, the food was freaking delicious. I had the steak bites appetizer, and the steak was so tender. I was expecting, to be honest, chewy little cheap steak, and it was really, really good. It was nicely seasoned, and it came with a chimichurri and a chipotle aioli for dipping. And they complemented the seasoning on the steak just perfect. It was really delicious. Sky, you won't believe it. I'm at a Marriott in East Indianapolis, like on the east side, and the hotel is actually, they have over a 4-star rating, and I'm like, holy crap, this hotel is actually good. So I had those steak bites with the chipotle aioli and chimichurri, and then I also ordered chicken wings after verifying that they were not breaded, and they had garlic parmesan chicken wings. They came out and they were super crispy, but they were not like dried out and overcooked, which is hard to do. And sometimes when you get garlic parmesan wings, they are too they use too much of the butter grease that coat chicken wings, and so your Parmesan is like all melted and going away. In this case, it had a nice light garlic coating, and then it was grated Parmesan sprinkled over the top, and oh, and then it came with ranch dressing. I'm sure the ranch dressing was not perfect keto ranch dressing, but there are times to make exceptions. And I will say, zero regrets. It was fantastic. But even though that ranch dressing was good with the wings, I actually just asked them if I could get an extra side of that chipotle aioli, and I used that on my wings. And let me tell you, it was good. I was thrilled. And now I'm going to tell you the most important part is actually Thursday when I got to town. I got all checked into the hotel, and then I met up with some keto friends. I met up with Keto Simple, Jackie's Keto Journey, and Jennifer, and we went to a pizza restaurant called Lou Malnati's. It's a famous pizzeria from Chicago that has opened some other locations, and they had some here in Indy. So we went to the one that had sit-down dining. And the nice thing about it is that they have a pizza that is a sausage crust. So, and the crust was like about this thick. It was no joke. There was some good thick sausage, and then it had the big layer of cheese, and then the layer of the tomato sauce, and then you whatever you ordered for toppings on it. I got pepperoni because that's my favorite. And it was really good. Oh, Tutu Q Cat says I'm just down the road from her. Sorta. She's west of Indy, but you're still pretty close. Oh, Tutu Q Cat, you should have come out. If I had realized that, we would have told you to come have dinner with us, because we were down. It was Broad Ripple, so not too bad. You definitely could have made it, but so we had that, and the conversation was lovely. It was a beautiful opening to my weekend because the emotional support, the fellowship of community, and all of that stuff. So there we go. That was the whole weekend. I can't believe I blathered on to you guys for like an hour and you're not bored to tears. So that is everything we got for tonight. Oh yeah, Tutu Q Cat. Well, just so you know, even though when I come to Gen Con, I usually go to Fogo de Chao downtown, I'm also going to make a point to head over to that Lou Malnati's in Broad Ripple. And so when I'm here for Gen Con, first week of August, so just so you know, you're going to have some pizza with me. So yeah. I hope that you guys have had an equally amazing weekend. And if not, well, hope that you get one upcoming. You all have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you a little bit later in the week. And I'm sorry we didn't have Cheese Friday. There was just no way, not with me running the tournament. But we will have Cheese Friday this coming week, and I will see you there. Have a good one. Good night. Bye-bye. Maybe. There we go. Bye-bye for reals.